Hello, crafty lovelies. I'm Lainey. Let's start crafting and make it till our eyes smile. That's what I like to say. I hope you subscribe and hit that bell and click all so you're notified every time I upload a new video. You also can visit me on my social media at Krafty Lainey. Now, let's begin with DIY number 1. We're going to begin by using this cute bunny rabbit I found at the thrift store. It had that little raffia bow on it already, but I love the crackle look. I thought, what can I do with this? Oops, sorry. That's Baby Sage wanting to say hello to you all. This bunny was $3.99, plus I went on a day where everything was 50% off. I love going on days like that at thrift stores because it's budget friendly and you save a lot of money that way. I'm taking this needle and thread and I'm just going to go to the top of my ribbon here and just go in and out, pull and make a little ruffle. See, that's all we do is an in and out stitch on the top and then pull the string, the thread, and it's going to make a nice ruffle for you. I placed it around the rabbit's neck and then I just hot glued it, and look at how cute the ruff. I absolutely love it. You can leave it like this or you can go another step further. I added a pink ribbon and did the same thing with the thread in and out on the top. I then add a piece of scrap fabric and made it into a simple little bow and glued it right behind the bunny's neck also. I had these cute little they're paper roses from the Dollar Tree, and I added those, 2 of them. And I thought, let's add one of these Dollar Tree pearls. And look at how stunning that looks. Gives it a soft look, right? Man, I am so sorry if you are hearing that dog in the background. I apologize for that. I do take this Walmart button. I get a pack of them. There's tons of different variety in the pack. And added that to the front of my rabbit. Now I'm going to paint these carrots. They're really bright, so I'm going to use this Hello Hobby chalk paint in the color pumpkin I found at Walmart. I'm going to remove the little greenery from the top of the carrots, and this kind of softens that orange up. So I'm going to do all of them, and then we're going to come back, and once they're dry, I'm going to glue back their tops. I love using this Dollar Tree ribbon. It's like a fabric lace ribbon. I put a bead of glue on there, added 2 carrots, a little bit more glue to the 2 carrots, and add 1 more. And then I'm just going to tie it in a little knot, and then I'm going to cut. See how I'm cut the little, I guess they're tails, and make them into like little strips, and those are done. Now I found this cute little metal wagon at 99-cent store, but you can find lanterns at the Dollar Tree, Walmart, different places, and it doesn't even have to be this. It can even be a terracotta pot or a basket you have. I ended up adding a little bit of the white wax and wipe it back. I just put a lot of it. You could tell I put a lot. And then once it was on there, I went around with the rag and I wet it a little bit. See how I spray a little bit of spritz of water and then wipe it off. Just so I get what I'm looking for. I don't want it all white. I want to be able to see that brown underneath. I want to make it look like it's a little weathered. And that's how it turned out. My eyes were smiling. My heart was singing. Yep. So now let's continue to the next. I added some of this packing paper in there. You just wrinkle it up, add it. You can add styrofoam. You can add plastic bags. And it kind of gives it where you're not filling it all up with the moss. And I use 2 different kinds of moss because I like different textures. I know I'm all over the place. Sorry in this video. I'm just talking. I want to talk to you, my friends. I added it and mixed it all up and added my bunny in there. And I thought it just looked so pretty. It looks kind of like a whimsical look to me. I added my little carrots. Make sure he's in there. You can add a little bit of flowers in there if you like. I got some more of that spare, what do you call it? Spare or leftover fabric, spare fabric I had, pieces. And I just put them in little strips and tied it on there to match the bunny. And, oh, I don't know. I was in love with this. Be creative. I hope I can inspire you just to grab something and put something together. It doesn't always have to be flowers in a flower pot. You could do your little scenery. And here it is. I put a little carrot sign. I know I put $5. My kids were laughing at me because I put $5. But hey, look at how cute. Is this not beautiful? I love it. I did add a little bow to the bottom of the tail of the bunny. But, oh, shabby chic, right? To me, this looks shabby chic. Beautiful. Now let's do DIY number 2. This one is a fun one. It's quick. I'm going to take these cute little plastic eggs and some napkins, and I'm just going to cut the napkins into the squares. And then if it's 2-ply, you want to make sure you take it apart. You want to kind of get your fingers and take that white piece on the back of the napkin. See, you take that lining part out, and you just want the decorative part. Just a little crafter tip. I always like to save those pieces, so when I'm dry brushing something, I can just use those to wipe my brushes on. So now it's time to use the Mod Podge. We're going to get some Mod Podge, and we're just going to cover our entire egg. I always start on one side first. Next, we're going to add our napkin. And I like to save scraps of my plastic, or you can use saran wrap. And I'm just going to press that on in to give it a smooth surface. Well, what can I say? There goes Sage again. She wants to play now with her squeaky ball. Stay tuned, and at the end of this video, I will add Sage playing with her squeaky ball and what I was going through doing this video. Yep. So we're going to add some more Mod Podge to the other side of the egg, and we're going to get that little plastic, and we press that plastic around so it kind of takes more of those wrinkles out. I'm going to trim that, and then when you see little bald spots or areas that you want more color to your egg, just take a little piece of the napkin that you kind of trimmed off, and you just add it wherever you want. And it makes it, I don't know, this was so much fun. You could do this just relaxing or with kids. It is so much fun. To me, I have more fun doing this than dyeing eggs. Is doing this Mod Podge with these napkins. And just take pieces off, add it where you want. And then we're going to set that aside, let it dry, and we're going to continue doing more with different eggs. Now that my eggs were all dry, I'm going to get some of my Treasure Gold paint. You know I love to use this paint. And I'm going to just dry brush some nice, simple gold strokes on here. I do this in a dabby motion. You can add a lot of gold or just a little bit. Some I was a little heavier on, and some I was really light. So you do this to what makes your eyes smile and your heart sing. Or you don't even have to add gold. You can add glitter, little glitter touches to it if you like. But, oh, it gave it more of an antique look with that gold. Beautiful. Now I'm going to take this basket that I got from, of course, the thrift store. Don't forget, 50% off. Great way to save money on your decor. And you know what's so fun is you just recreate it. You can leave it the way that it is when you buy it, or you can do touch-ups to it. Bring it back to life and use it like if it's a well, hey, you know what? It's brand new to you, right? Somebody else is might be trash is somebody else's treasure, or somebody else might not want it anymore, and you see it and you just bring it back to life to what you want. That's what's so fun about thrifting, is all the treasures you find, right? Now you see me put some of that chalk paint over it, and now I'm going to add a little bit of water, spritz of water to my cloth, and then just wipe it on off. It's like I dab it. I don't wipe, I'm just dabbing. And I do it over and over until my eyes are smiling, my heart's singing, right? Look at that. Oh, love it. Now I'm going to use some of this scrap material I have and make strips. All I do is rip them apart. Just keep ripping until you make your little strips. I get a little piece and just tie a knot in the middle and tie it right there to the top of my basket. I love the way that looks. It's so shabby-licious, right? Now it's time to add my little brooch accent. I got that from Totally Dazzled, and my bumblebee from BB Craft. I didn't even glue the brooch. I just opened it and just added it to it. I closed it with a little clamp. So that was great. So if I don't want this brooch on there and I want to change it, I can. And for the bumblebee brooch, I did the same thing. I just put it through the ribbon. I didn't even glue it. And isn't that stunning? Looks gorgeous. Now again, I added some moss, and all I'm doing is just fluffing it out, moving it around. It is messy, so make sure you put it in a bowl, or you put your basket or whatever you're using on paper, so then it's easy cleanup, because moss is messy. And I do add a different type of moss. Sometimes I add deer moss with Spanish moss, with this little spongy moss. I call it spongy, my mystery spongy moss. And I'm just going to mix all of them together. I love different textures of different mosses. I think it gives it that more woodland, whimsical, French, shabby chic look. It can go with many looks, right? Love, love, love to do this. Now for my basket, I'm just going to fill it up with these cute eggs that we made. And oh my goodness, my eyes were definitely smiling and my heart was singing. Especially when I added some little flowers. I just got random flowers, what I had for spring, and just put them in the basket with some ferns, different flowers. I got some sticks from my yard, and I just started adding them to the basket with my eggs. And oh my goodness. Yep. I was happy with it. Is that not gorgeous? Now for the final look. DIY number 3. Now for this DIY, I'm going to be using this candle pedestal. It was $4.99, 50% off the thrift store. Yep, I mean, come on, you can't beat it. regular $17.99. The original tag was still on there. So I was excited with my savings. It's supposed to be upright like this, but I am going to be doing something with it upside down. So to begin, I'm going to remove the little rubber feetsies on this and then get my chalk paint and go over it. I was a little generous with my chalk paint going over it, but look at the details that pop. You could even leave it like this for a shabby chic look, but wow. I'm going to be using some of this brown wax, and I'm going to spritz it a little bit with some water. And now I'm just going to go right over the chalk paint. I did have the chalk paint still a little damp. It wasn't fully dry. And I went over it, in which, hey, chalk paint does dry quick, but as much as I put on there, it was still a little damp in certain areas. So when I wiped it with my cloth, some of it came off, and does that not look cool? Very shabby-licious to me. Craft tip, you can add felt to the bottom so it doesn't scratch your table or your shelves. Next, we're going to take one of these styrofoam discs, and I get those from the Dollar Tree with some of this floral moss and my little spongy mystery moss. We're going to add some glue to the top and to the sides till it's fully covered. Easy way to put the moss on the side is I add my glue to the side, and after I add that, I just roll it right into the excess moss that had kind of, fell through when I'm adding the top, because yep, we all know moss is messy. So you just keep adding it and rolling it. After I was happy with what it looked like, my eyes were smiling, I got some of my spongy moss and added it in different places, on the sides and on the top, and I just glued where I wanted it to stay. I love doing this for the textures. It kind of gives your eyes something to look at, and it kind of gives it that more whimsical and French shabby chic look, right? I then went on an adventure in my yard and got some sticks that were laying around on the ground. I broke them up to the pieces that I want, and I just add glue to the bottom, push it through the moss into the styrofoam, and made kind of like a little dome. I love making unique decor for my home, especially during springtime. You bring it from the outside in. It's very woodlands, woodsy, spring, nature. It makes your decor in your home feel the nature outside in the changing seasons. To me, this is more like of a French country, shabby chic. I absolutely adore this, the way this turned out. I end up getting this little knobs from Walmart, and I added a little bit of hot glue into the center. I added the sticks into the center, glued it. I held it until it was sturdy and they weren't going to go anywhere. Let me know in the comments, what style would you say this was? I don't know what to call it. I just know that I fell in love with it. It gave me that whimsical, woodsy feel. Now I'm going to add this cute Dollar Tree bird. Is it not darling? Oh my goodness. The colors were perfect for what we're doing. Very spring, very nature looking. Loved it. I add just a little bit of hot glue to the bottom of the bird and add it straight to the top of that moss. Now for the top of the little knob, I was going to leave it at first, but then I decided, I'm going to paint it with some of this celery chalk paint. Once I was done with that, I got some of this brown wax and I just went right over it, and I put a generous amount. I then take my damp cloth and dab it, taking some of the wax off, just to give it that weathered, antique-y look. Now you can leave it just like this, or you can go another step further, and you know me, we're going to go another step further. I'm going to take some of these leftover flowers that I have in my stash, and I'm just going to add them in different little places for that natural spring look. When I do these kind of arrangements, I'm always moving them around. I like to play with my flowers just to see where I want them and what makes my eyes smile and my heart sing. I think the yellow little flowers and the touches of this sage green berries help make that bird stand out even more. So pretty, so spring feeling, nature. Love this. I do add glue to the bottom and add it straight in the center of our candle stand. But look at how this turned out. So unique, so beautiful. I'm in love with how natural it looks. Also, it gives a shabby feel, a French feel. Woodlands, love, love, love. You can add this to maybe a teacup, make it just smaller. You can add it to maybe a plate, like a tea saucer plate. So many things. I don't know. You can even leave it like this on a little bowl. So pretty. I hope this inspires you to make something nature, natural, woodsy. Well, there you go, my crafty lovelies. I hope you enjoyed what I made for you today. Please give this video a big thumbs up. I so appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for your kindness. It does help my channel grow when you do subscribe and put those thumbs ups. Thank you. Please leave me a comment. I so love hearing from all of you. You guys are so great. I can't even tell you how much I appreciate every single one of you. Now here's baby Sage. What do you got? There she is, just playing her ball. Look how windy it is. You can see the wind. All she wants to do is play ball. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to stop and restart it and take a little break. Sage, it's not time to play ball right now. You're going to have to wait. Come and tell everybody hi. Come here and tell everybody hi. Do you want to tell everybody hi? Come here. Well, it was my pleasure crafting with you, crafty lovelies, today. I hope you subscribe, and if you do, click that bell and hit all so you're notified every time I upload a new video. You can follow me on my social media at Krafty Leaning. Hugs, kisses, and fairy dust wishes. Be kind to yourself and others. Stay blessed. I'll see you in my next video.